Hey guys, it's Siobhan Muir. I thought I would get in touch with you this morning since, I'm sitting here drinking coffee and trying to remember my name. It's daylight savings time. You do know that daylight savings time isn't fun for anybody. I want to go back to Arizona because in Arizona they didn't change the time zones. They just didn't. They didn't see any reason to do that. That's better. Let's not do that. Are we okay with that? Mm. Anyway, I hope you are doing well this morning, this Sunday morning, which is an hour later than we're used to. And, we're awake and kind of functioning. Hey, Chandra, good morning. Good to see you. Um, I'm functioning. I'm functioning. I've got plans today, I think. My kid, Murlet number one, has been bothering me and saying, Mom, where's the metronome? Years ago, before I had an instrument, before I even played anything, before I even thought of playing anything, I bought myself a metronome. I don't know why. I don't remember why. I don't remember if it was like, well, if you get a metronome, you can set it there where you can run at a certain pace, and it would sit there and allow you to run it. Maybe that's why I bought it, to encourage myself to go running. Can't imagine me wanting to do that either. In any case, I thought I would, I bought a metronome. And then it's been sitting in a box or downstairs forever. And my kid's bothering me. I said, fine, I will go downstairs and I will find the darn metronome. It seems kind of bright in here. How would I close this here? That's a little better. Now you can see my face. Okay, so this morning, oh, it's frozen. I'm sorry. It froze on me too, and then it came back. Hopefully it's back. Hopefully it's visible and everything's good. In any case, so I went down this morning and I didn't even have to look. The metronome was sitting on top of the cabinet down there. And I came back up and said, "This is the metronome. All we need is a battery." And she's like, "That was the metronome?" It has metronome printed on the bottom of it, right across the big white letters. It's important to read. Reading. So, yeah, I found the metronome for her. But there you go. Um, what else can I tell you? So, last night, Mr. SM and I were invited to the local Rotary Club to generate some funding. Invited us to be part of a trivia contest. Where they put up a bunch of questions, you figure out what the answer is, then you hand in the answer, and then at the end they tally up, who won, right? I'm like, okay. And I thought, I don't play Trivial Pursuit with Mr. SM anymore because his mind is full of useless knowledge. And so it's kind of like, well, maybe he'd be good at that, but I don't know if I'm any good at it. He's like, are you kidding? You know every movie reference all the way back to the 80s. Hey Terry, welcome. So we went to this event last night and we were the Barbarians. And the reason we were the Barbarians is the original group that had started doing these trivia contests each year they were lawyers, right? So they'd all passed the bar. So they were the Barbarians, right? And two of the original members were still there. One was the former city attorney, who argued a Supreme Court case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court, Wyoming versus Oklahoma, and won. Okay, so we have the state attorney or the city attorney who knew her stuff, right? And she's read everything, and she knows everything, and she knows everyone in Wyoming. So if you have Wyoming history, she not only has she lived it, but she knows it. and then you have on the other side, her nickname is Attila the Hen because of how she is in court. She doesn't give up. She conquers pretty much everything, and she goes for it. She's very funny, Very funny woman. I mean, this woman cracks me up. Spending time with her, she just makes me laugh the whole time. My voice is hoarse, not just from the contest, but from laughing so hard. And so she is on our other side, and of course, she knows local history and laws, and she's been around a long time, so she knows a whole bunch of stuff. And um, and then there's Mr. SM and I. Now, we're both geologists and paleontologists, but he's also a mining geologist, and I'm an erotic romance author who's been around a while and done a few things. And then there's a couple other lawyers, and I don't know them as well, but they're so basically everybody's a lawyer but me and Mr. SM, right? And we're at this group, and if you look at my Facebook page, there are helmets, right? They brought helmets, so we got these horned helmets like Vikings, and we're sitting there, and we have these helmets on, and we are known as the barbarians. And of course, Mr. SM really is a barbarian. He's a Hungarian barbarian, so he got to wear the outfit and the helmet, and it was so funny. So we're sitting there and we're going through the questions, and the first 10 questions are only worth 1 point. And you saw the picture, Terry? Yeah, it was so funny. And then the second 10 questions are only 1 point, and then after that, I think the next 4 or 5 were like 4 points, and then the last 4 or 5 were 6 points each, right? So it got harder as we went. One of the 1 point questions came up and said, "What do they mean when they say this rhyme, or they say this little phrase? King Philip comes over for game supreme," right? 7 things. And we looked at it, and then it gave multiple choice answers. And so it doesn't mean this, doesn't mean this, doesn't mean this. And I looked at the answers and I went, I know what that is. And I looked at Mr. SM and we said, it means zoological taphonomy or taxonomy. It's a kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. King Philip comes over for game supreme. Hey, Janice, welcome. You have your tea? Look, I have my hello there, handsome coffee mug. And my handsome husband made me some coffee this morning, so I do have that. Yay, thank you for joining me today. So yeah, we got that one right. Mr. S, and we're like going, oh, we totally know that. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're totally all over that one. So that was one of the 1 pointers that we got. We actually lost more 1 pointers and got them wrong than we did the hard ones. The hard ones we all got right. So in the end, and every time we would produce an answer, whether we got it right or not, we didn't care. We just went, oh, this kind of barbarian cheer. And it was funny because by the end of the night, our voices were kind of hoarse from doing this, but it was really fun. And we didn't care if we won. That wasn't the point. We were having a good time. We tried to get it right, whatever. Well, apparently all the other teams knew that the people on our team were very capable at doing trivia. And so apparently they were not happy that we were doing well. And they were not happy that we were happy about doing well. And Sylvia, our one of the lawyers, she turns to me and she goes, "Hey, we could be wrong. We're just wrong with enthusiasm." And I'm like, exactly. We're having a good time. We didn't. And so at the end of the night, they came to us and they said, all right, you guys, we have the top 5 teams, and there's 2 that are tied. And so we have to have a tiebreaker. And we're thinking, oh, okay. And then they said, well, the tie-breaking team, you have to answer these questions. So they brought up 2 questions. Tie-breaking teams are this and this, and it wasn't us. And we thought, oh, okay, well, we'll stand back. And then they said, okay, so here are the answers. And they scrolled through all the answers, and I think we got like 54 points out of 90. So like 60%. That's what, a D in school? 60%. So we're going, ugh. Well, whatever. So then they said, okay, in third place is, and they named a team, and the team got up, and it was like, yay, congratulations. And they all got these little stands with a circle on. They were kind of flat, and he said, you're in third place. It's like, cool. And then they said, and second place is, and another team got up, and we thought, oh, well, if we didn't get third place, we didn't get second place, we didn't get it. Not a big deal. We had, like I said, we were wrong with enthusiasm. we had a great time, and it was so fun. And then they said, okay, and the winner is, and we're all going, yay, it's all good. And they go, the Barbarians, and we all went, what? What? Apparently, even at 54 points, we were ahead of the rest. And I'm going, really? So we got up, and of course, they gave out a big trophy, and on the trophy has the names of the teams that have won in past. So all our names will end up being on that trophy. And I was like, yay! I can't believe it. And everyone thought, I could watch the room. Everyone thought we were all egotistical about this. Even the MC, because Sylvia said, I'd like to make some words. And the woman's like, are you sure? Like, I don't know if I want to. She said, no, it'll be nice. Because we really had no ego about this. This was not, we were like, we won. Oh my gosh. And when she came up, she actually dedicated the win to the state attorney's late husband. He died last year. And so it was really sweet. And it was really nice that they did that. And so we won. And it was a sweet moment. And I think everyone thought we were going to be all egotistical. We were like, we didn't even, like I said, we were wrong with enthusiasm. So it was really fun last night. I had a marvelous time. And it turns out one of the mothers of Murlet number two's friend was on the second place team. So it was really cool. And it was a sweet moment. It was so fun. And I had a great time. And my voice is still hoarse from, from last night, from roaring every time we had an answer, whether it was wrong or right. And of course, laughing. So then we had a marvelous time. And then we came home and crashed. And now we are 1 hour later than we were. Yay! So I posted today was romance trivia. Well, one of the things that happened recently is Bianca Summerlin, who has a channel. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely click that little bell up at the top of your, actually I think it's on the side. Click the little bell up top of the screen and subscribe so you get notifications that I'm live. Also, that you get, it will help me in the long run. If you subscribe to my channel, it will help me in the long run. And I could get my voice out there. You guys can look at my messy office with the, sheepskin rug up here. In any case, Bianca Summerlin challenged me and a couple other authors and said, okay, do a video to answer these 10 questions. Now, I'm not going to do it live here. Yay, Terry already subscribed. I'm not going to do it live here, but I will set up a video this week to answer the 10 questions that she posed. And then I have to tag a couple other authors. Now, I don't know how many other romance authors are doing this. So I'm going to encourage you, if you're a romance author, to start doing a YouTube channel. Why? It's a great way to reach a larger number of people. It is a good interactive tool, especially if you aren't really good in person. You're not technically, you are in person, but you're not. So you're safe. And yet, if you don't get to see my live posts, you can always comment, and I always get the notifications of comments, and I always respond. And it is, Janice, it's a really good way to, and also you're not dependent on Facebook. While Facebook gathers a lot of people and you might get a bigger response at first, the problem is they start hiding your posts because you are just another number to them. Your business is irrelevant to them. And as I learned the hard way, women in particular are second-class citizens to Facebook. And so rather than giving them your time, your money, and your effort, better. You've never done a Facebook Live? You know, it's really easy, Chandra. I'm very tempted every time I do one of these live posts to go, maybe I'll just do it on Facebook. Then I don't have to make any effort. But really, in the long run, I'm only paying Facebook. I'm not helping me. Yes, there's a lot of people over there. The hard part is to convince those people to come over to YouTube. A lot of people are just like, no, I just want to do Facebook. I don't want to do anything anymore. And I get that. I get that. But I don't. I'm no longer nearly as happy supporting Facebook when they have treated me like I'm just a number, and to them, I am. So rather than just being a number, I'm just going to be an unusual author over on YouTube. How's that? So Bianca said, do a video, answer these 10 questions, and post it so people can interact. But the big thing is to get people to come over here and subscribe to my channel. So there you go. And I talk about all sorts of things. I talk about writing. I talk about hot men. I talk about cover art. I talk about editing. I talk about music. I talk about movies. I talk about trivia contests and local goings on in Cheyenne, Wyoming, because well, I live here and they're local. So I hope you all are spread the word. Definitely subscribe, join me, talk to me, whatever. Because I can see you guys while you're here on the live posts. I definitely can see you guys. Your comments come up and I can answer them. So let's talk about romance trivia. One of the things I learned years ago was that romance, in the general scheme of things, and most of you probably know this, is looked down upon. Last night, sitting with this group of lawyers, they were all like, "You write erotic romance?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do." And they're all like, "Oh, well, have you, do you know that about where will we find your books?" I said, well, you can find them in the library, you can find them online, you can find them at Amazon, all these places. And they're like, oh, so do you get in trouble for that? Well, it depends. I mean, I have to pick my audience when I talk about it. Otherwise, people get freaked out. And like my my first grader back in the day had me come for a parent job thing, like, what do your parents do? Let's talk about jobs. And so I came as a writer, and my first grader stands up in class and goes, my mom writes about sex. And I thought, right, so now I'm totally going to get in trouble. Because those kids are going to go home and say, Mom, we had somebody come home here talking about sex. And it's like, oh, good. Fortunately, the teacher already knew that I wrote erotic romance. And that's a proud moment. Yes, Janice, it is a proud moment. And I said, well, the good thing about writing stories is you have to construct the whole stories and make characters believable. We totally moved on from the sex thing because she looked at me, I looked at her, and off I went to talk about writing. Mom writes about sex, and we're going to talk about storytelling. Speaking of movies, how did I like Black Panther? I really liked Black Panther. I was so impressed with the smart aleck comments. I was so impressed with that the women made up the majority of the main cast and had a lot of lines, and they were strong women. Man, I wouldn't have messed with those women. Those women kick ass, take names, and then some. Right? I was very impressed with that. What I didn't like, and there's nothing wrong, I supported it because not only does people of color have the opportunity to be upfront and personal, and the women were just, oh. The problem I had was it's the same trope. There were two opportunities I thought that they missed in the story. The first opportunity was and these are spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, you might want to tune out now. Okay. The first opportunity was at the beginning when he had to fight for his right to be king. Someone came and challenged him. It was the leader of the Hanuman tribe. Hanuman is actually a Hindu god from India, but he's the monkey. right? So he was meant to represent the gorilla, right? So Hanuman, the leader of the Hanuman tribe, challenged him for the role of king. Not a big deal. They fought. They did their normal thing. Yeah, guys fight. Yeah, okay. And but at the end, what the opportunity that was missed is uh, T'Challa could have walked over to him, grabbed his forearm, and said, thank you for your. You are a worthy opponent. Thank you for that." But he didn't do that. He just kind of like they faded into the woodwork. Like, yeah, you did your challenge, but shut up and go away. So I was disappointed that that he didn't show his kingly abilities by saying, "Thank you. You have honored me with your challenge." That was the first thing I thought they missed. The second thing was toward the end of the movie. T'Challa had to fight his cousin, who had been abandoned in the United States when his dad died. And the cousin, of course, had become a Navy SEAL and had done all these great things. He was very smart, very capable, very intelligent. He wanted to take the kingdom in a different direction. He was perceived as being a bad guy. He'd done some things that, you would have said, "What the hell's wrong with you, man?" But that said, he was at the moment, and he was injured. And at the very end, he's like, "Come, why not? We are family. You know, things have been done wrong in the past, but let us work together." And the guy's like, "No, I can't be in prison. That's not a way to live. Just let me die." Because apparently this guy believed that he was irredeemable, right? Why couldn't T'Challa, who told his dad off at one point, and said to him, "I don't want to imprison you. I want you to be part of my inner circle, to teach me your perspectives, things I couldn't have learned having lived in this sheltered place. You see things I cannot. Let us work together as a family, as the strength of more than one perspective. You are not irredeemable. You are my cousin, and you should have been here this whole time. Let me share the bounty of this with you, and you teach me the things that I haven't seen." But no, missed opportunity. He didn't do that because that's not what the trope allows for. You can't have, two equally strong men working together. God, that would just totally ruin the hero image. So I was disappointed in the storytelling, not the acting, not the actors. The actors did a beautiful job. The characters were well. I believed in all of them. I thought that was great. What I think is that there were some story opportunities that were definitely missed, and I would have liked to seen those. Also, I was kind of disappointed that it's always, when the women attacked this guy, the bad guy, they of course didn't win. And I was like, really? These women were kick-ass, and they didn't win? Because you had to have the face-off between the two men, right? You can't have a man falling to these strong women. That would be horrible. Again, I enjoyed the movie we followed the regular tropes of all the other movies. I enjoyed it. It was amazing. The women were magnificent. The people of color actors. I love the fact that the entire cast was pretty much black except for two guys, and they were both from The Hobbit. It was Gollum and Bilbo, and they were going at it again. It was great. I actually really enjoyed it. And I loved his little sister. She was cute. Did you notice that? If you have seen the what's the right word? If you've seen James Bond, she was cute. She was totally cute, and I was like, "Oh, she rocks. She totally rocks." I was thrilled because I'm like, I want her to make me some of those cool things. She totally rocks. Hey, Heidi, good to see you. It's Mother's Day. Oh, tell your mother give your mother the best, and happy Mother's Day to all my UK watchers and readers and friends. Many blessings and happy Mother's Day. Anyway, so yes, I did enjoy Black Panther a lot. But there were just some things that I'm like, okay, I was expecting you to blow me away with other parts of it. And so I would recommend it. I think y'all should go see it because the caliber of acting was magnificent. The women, Those women warriors were absolutely breathtaking. They were absolutely breathtaking. Um, in their strength, in their power, in their don't mess with me. I was absolutely impressed by that. What I think is that the story was kind of, well, we'll just do the same pattern of storytelling that we've done pretty much in the past with this magnificent cast. So that's where my thing was. It's not the cast itself. They did a great job. But I think there was a couple missed opportunities that they could have really strengthened things and changed things. But anyway, I recommend it. You want to go see a really good, Marvel superhero kick-ass adventure, I would recommend it. So there you go. That was probably more than you wanted to hear. I do apologize. When I think through a story, it kind of affects me, and I'm like, okay, well, there's this, and this. So yes, I recommend it. Um, what else can I tell you? Well, there is a book up on pre-order, and I am wonder if they were just trying to stay true to the comic. I don't know, Terry. I don't know enough about that comic to be able to tell you. Um, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of comic book movies haven't actually stayed true to the storylines of the comics. They have brought up the major points, like um, you needed to know about Ultron, and you needed to know about Tony Stark's family dying in the Winter Soldier and how those were connected, and you needed to know kind of these things. But there's a lot of things that they have changed about it, so I don't know if it followed the comic. I'm pretty sure they have had to update it, obviously for this set in time and stuff like that. But I just think that in terms of storytelling, they could have really, grasped this, like, he doesn't have to die. He actually isn't an outcast. It was a decision made by T'Challa's father that made this kid an outcast. But the son, T'Challa, didn't feel that way. And he could have said, "You are not a lost cause. You are my cousin and you are family. Let's do this together." Because I think T'Challa, the character himself, at least the way he's been portrayed, would have would have done something like that. Especially when you see him going back to Oakland at the end, and going, we're gonna make this a community center. So I mean, there was a lot of things that I think the character would have done. Just from what I've seen. I mean, I haven't done research on this character. What I saw in the movie, the character seemed to really been that kind of compassionate kind of person, even more compassionate than his father. So I did like the connection. I really enjoyed the connection between T'Challa's family, and the leader of Hanuman. I think that would have been that they. I like that they strengthened that too, that connection. Because again, right there, he said, "Come and join my circle. Come and be part of the advisors, so I know your perspective." That's why I was really surprised he didn't do it to his cousin, because his cousin had a very different perspective of growing up in the United States, in Oakland, and the racism and all that stuff. He would have been a really big asset to T'Challa. So that was like, you did it to Hanuman, but you didn't do it to your cousin. Why not? They're both equally excellent um, advisors and opponents. I mean, if you think about it, they were both really strong characters. Yeah, it was definitely a missed opportunity. So those are my complaints. Like I said, overall the story was good, and I think everyone should see it because the acting was superb, and the characters were worthy and all that stuff. I just think there were some missed story opportunities. I would have written it different. See, I would have written it different. Um, so my book that is coming out is called. It's actually part of a box set which is called Magic Rising, but my book itself is Cloudburst Coffee and Spa. There are snippets on my blog right now, which is SiobhanMuir.com/Siobhan's blog. If you just go to the website, it's right at the top. You just click that tab and it will show up. Um, and it is I'm giving you little snippets of the story that's coming. It comes out on March 22nd. You guys got what? Today is the 11th. You have 11 days. 11 days, baby, and the new book comes out. Right now it is on sale. I know some of you have gotten it already. Right now it's on sale for 99 cents. I think it's only going to be that way for a week after it comes out, and then it goes up to, I think it's $2.99. So, or $3.99, I don't know. So it is there if you want a little snippet of my story. Now there are going to be 13 books in this. So I'm just giving you mine. But there's an opportunity to, snag that. That's the story that I'm going on. Last night, I got the final images for the cover for Deli's book, which means I got to finish that book. But the cover will come together, and you will. We managed to put together the images of Marcello. He is very beautiful. Yay! Terry pre-ordered the Magic Rising. Yeah, Marcello gave me his photos last night, and so we will be putting together a cover here soon. I am still working on the story. It is also coming together. I am right now in the middle of rewriting and revising Courting the Dragon Widow, which is a paranormal romance of dragon shifters. It will be associated with Cloudburst, Colorado, so that will be part of that series. It does not take place in Cloudburst until the end. It takes place in upstate New York because that's where she goes to meet him. And then she goes home and, well, anyway. Deli, Deli, Deli! Yes, Deli, Deli, Deli. That's right. Deli is coming. The images are here. I'm ready to go with that. I just have to finish the story and write a blurb and, do the formatting and, all that other stuff. I do have a cover for Cloudburst Coffee and Spa, but I'm not going to, that won't be able to come out individually until June. So, but the book you can read the book as part of a box set coming out on the 22nd of March. So pretty soon here. The other things that, like I said, is Courting the Dragon Widow, Deli's Takeout, and Star Spangled Banner. Those are the three that I know that I'm going to get out soon, within the next 3 or 4 months. So you have books coming that, if you like Navy SEALs, there's a Navy SEAL coming. If you like cowboys, there's a cowgirl coming. If you like, actually, if you like Navy SEALs too, because there's a Navy SEAL in it. If you like dragon shifters, there'll be a dragon shifter coming. And then there's a Cloudburst tale that's coming out. So you got 4 books that are going to be out here soon. And yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe. I mean, if you're just seeing this for the first time, you're just seeing me do my Sunday morning tea, because, hello there, handsome. If you see that I have that, and this is the first time you see me do this, please, please, please subscribe. I do this on the weekends. I do the live post, and I will be putting together the informative post that Bianca suggested I do, the 10 questions, and I promise to do that this week. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. And thank you for joining me today. And I'll see you next weekend for the Saturday Evening Soliloquy on SMTV, somewhere like usually around 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. East, or 6 p.m. Central and 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm not thinking very clearly. And obviously the Sunday morning tea, somewhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Mountain, which is 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for joining me. Have a great week. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Please hit the little bell over there. Subscribe so that you know I'm doing this. And I will talk to you later. We can talk more about movies or romance or trivia, anything you need. Have a good one, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.